In the pond of pouring rain, a boy appeared picking water lilies. The boy who was picking the water lilies in the rain handed over some of his lilies to the crew. Pure heart is the floral language for water lily, and the boy's purity was the first impression of Vietnam. A place where there's a panoramic view of uncontaminated nature, a flourishing river, a picturesque ocean, and open fields of alpine region. Vietnam is a land of God-blessing nature. Fresh vegetables grown from here. Foods are the gift from Mother Nature. At this moment, citizens of the world are falling in love with Vietnamese food.
Very good.
Very delicious. I love it.
Vietnamese food. What could be the secret of this taste? The nature of Vietnam is where the mystery of Vietnamese flavors lie. Southern Vietnam starts from the Indochina Peninsula stretching off to the south-north side. Hanoi is the lake city. At 5 a.m., the morning of Vietnam starts in the streets. In the middle of the town, if there's a space available for stretching, there are full of energetic people, exercising everywhere. Early exercise is a part of morning ritual for the people of Hanoi, a symbol of Hanoi. Quan Kim Lake is also greeting the morning on the bridge with the Hanoi citizens. Around 6 a.m., the streets are crowded with motorcycles and bikes when the office-going hour is near. When it's time for work, the footsteps of merchants with wooden rack gan hang at back gets busier. Gan hang contains plates and food materials. It's a movable dining room. Here, po is a typical food in sale combined with meat stock and rice noodle. A bowl of po is a breakfast for Vietnamese people. About 70% of Vietnamese people eat their breakfast outside. On their way to work, people are eating breakfast near to their office. Rice noodle po is a food which opens up a new day for Vietnam.
Buổi sáng thì ở Việt Nam thì là cả nhà, không phải ở nhà mà tất cả đều đi ăn sáng hết, làm ở đâu đi ăn ở đấy. Không như người Hàn Quốc, người Hàn Quốc là sáng ra là không ăn ở đây mà ăn ở nhà, đúng không?
This fresh morning starter po rice noodle is one of the most popular and impartial meals in Vietnam. Living nearby Hanoi, Ngo Bun Shu is one of the craftswomen who has been making rice noodles in her life. Her family ran rice noodle making as a family business, so she continues to produce po with her daughter-in-law. The conclusive factor to the taste of rice noodle is the quality of rice.
Gạo phải gạo ngon, dẻo thì mới làm được thành bún. Chứ còn gạo không ngon không làm được, gạo phải trắng ngon.
To make rice noodles, you have to pulverize the rice and turn it into heavy, rich dough. And then pick out the noodle from the machine. These noodles are boiled into the hot boiling water right away. The tastes are different according to the rice and dough of each house. This old lady has been making rice noodles for 5 generations. Her affection for handmade rice noodles is very special.
Con bố mẹ truyền cho các con cháu truyền cho cháu. Không biết đời nào mà nói được. Chỉ biết là làm lâu đời rồi. Nó là gia truyền từ đời các cụ để lại cho rồi.
To keep it in good condition, the rice noodle that Ngo Bun Shu made are wrapped with banana leaves and then sent off to all the regions of Hanoi. There are various kinds of rice noodles according to each area. The southern coast of Vietnam. When it's time for the boats to come back, there are busy women wearing Vietnamese traditional hats, non. Around mealtime, people in 3 or 5 groups gather to eat rice noodles near the shore. Here, they enjoy flat, thick rice noodles. They also enjoy the thick noodle po, like wodong noodles. Hue, a city of history, placed in the mid-region of Vietnam. In 1994, once a place for the last dynasty of Vietnam, it was appointed a World Cultural Heritage Spot. Hue is famous for a rice noodle, bún po Hue, which was named after the place. Bún po Hue is made with thick rice noodles, just like wodong, and then garnished with fish cakes or beef or potatoes, and served with hot broth. One of Hue's popular delicacies. Bún po Hue is especially known for its spicy flavor. There are hundreds of different kinds of po according to what is garnished and what sort of broth is put into it. One of Vietnam's greatest cities is massed over 5 million people maximum. Placed in southern Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh is the center stage for Vietnamese economy. Here, po is also one of Vietnamese people's favorite food. Po is popular with foreigners as well. A restaurant in the center of Ho Chi Minh City is well known for President Bill Clinton's visit during his stay in Vietnam in 2000. The rice noodle po is enjoyed not only by the natives, but also by foreigners, and now is taking its place as a typical Vietnamese food. The vegetables are the delicacy in Ho Chi Minh's po rice noodle. The taste of po with lots of spice according to personal taste, with fresh lime, is a plain taste of nature.
Dễ ăn, thơm, và nó bổ, trong đó cái nước lèo nó đây nấu rất ngon.
The rice noodle po is made of fresh ingredients. Ginger, garlic, and onion for the broth are barbecued in charcoal fire in home. Then, it's tapped so that the juice will spring up easily. The roasted ginger and onions are blended with the meat stock, which makes it more tasty. Raw meat is used. Slightly sliced meat is cooked in broth for a few seconds and garnished on the noodle. As a finishing touch, pouring well-infused broth to the noodles, a rice noodle po is ready. There isn't any exact record of parallel case of rice noodles, but there's a theory that it all started from northern Vietnam Nam Dinh region.
Nó là cái văn hóa, nếu mà người không kể người Việt Nam đâu, mà người nước ngoài đến Việt Nam cũng thích ăn rất thích ăn phở. Nên nó là biểu hiện cho cái văn hóa của Việt Nam.
A representative of Vietnamese food culture, rice noodles is a gift from Mother Nature of Vietnam. Cam Cop, meaning the three caves, is known as the Ha Long Bay above the rice field because of its superb view of curious rocks. To see the superb riverside view of Cam Cop, the footsteps of tourists continue. Next to the fantastic rock cliff at the riverside, rice fields are spread before us. As many as 2,360 rivers, which are over 10 kilometers long, are present in the land. It's a country with the most ideal environment for rice cultivation. Vietnam's environment produces at least 2 or 3 crops a year. After harvesting, plowing is in season. Due to the tropical climate, rice plants grow rapidly. While Vietnamese rice planting and harvesting is in progress at the same time, Vietnam is the world's second exporting country in rice. Their pride of rice is stronger than any other countries.
Gạo đây là mình trồng là mình không bón phân hóa học đâu. Chỉ làm cỏ vậy là nó tốt lên là gặt hái thôi. Gạo này là chất lượng cao của Việt Nam đấy. Ngon, thơm, dẻo.
They allow ducks to run free in the rice fields. It is the tradition itself. Rice is not the only thing harvested from the fields. Just by reaching a hand, there are always something to eat at the footpaths of the fields. It's the king crab. The king crabs and pond snails around the footpaths prove that the nature is still alive. The history of Vietnamese rice planting goes way back to 8,000 years ago. Rice farming cultivation is the root of Vietnamese culture. A huge event is held with all the town people present. It's a 5-year annual village religious service for the chief of this town. A day like this, the people of the village participate in traditional clothes. By escorting the ancestral tablet, they go around the village and pray for good harvest, traditional clothes, and peace to their homes. The Confucian tradition, which flew in 1,000 years ago, is still practiced until this day.
Cây là nó mới có gốc, theo coi như là các cụ ngày xưa dần dần là học lại các cụ. Con người Việt Nam coi như luôn luôn coi như kính trọng ông tổ.
It's time for supper, and a delicious smell is spreading out from each of the houses. The side dishes are harvested from the field with their own hands. Unlike our Korean rice, unsticky Annam rice is cooked by stirring. A bowl of soup, some meat, and a few vegetables is a typical family meal of simple life. Table manners are performed with much courtesy.
Khi bắt đầu ăn cơm là gia đình mời bố là đầu tiên. Mỗi khi ăn cơm là mời là người lớn tuổi nhất, là đấy là truyền thống của Việt Nam.
Agricultural affairs and respecting the elderly placed as the Confucian tradition of Vietnamese culture. Special care for rice plants is one of them as well.
Vì vậy mà cho nên người Việt Nam trọng cái hột gạo lắm. Khi nào mà ăn cơm mà rớt xuống dưới bàn một cái gì, lượm cái hột gạo đó ăn chứ không dám đẩy cho nó rớt xuống dưới đất. Tức là trọng từ hột gạo và cho rằng cái đó là cái của trời cho, để đặng mà nuôi sống mình, thì không có dám mà làm cũng như là hủy bỏ cái hột gạo đó.
Over the year, due to the rich harvesting of rice, Vietnam developed various rice cooking recipes. This village is around Ho Chi Minh neighborhood. In the Ban Giang village, over 70% of village people produce rice paper, so it's known as the Ban Giang. Ban Giang is made out of rice. Ban Giang dried off from the bamboo board. A pattern of bamboo is printed on the paper. Ban Giang is a rice paper made with thin layers of rice dough. Place the watery dough on the tepid cloth, and then after a quick boiling, you pick it up and dry it in the sun. Boiling it too long or too short could make it hard to pick it up. In order to cook the Ban Giang, a skillful hand is needed.
Tráng này chất lượng thế nào hả? Nó không có rách. Với lại lủng lỗ là người ta không có lấy.
While drying the wet rice papers in the sun, you can hear the heavy drops of rain. It's the Ban Giang drying up. All dried up Ban Giang falls off from the bamboo automatically. Ban Giang is one of the essential ingredients in Vietnamese cuisine. After slightly watering Ban Giang, you wrap it up with ingredients like vegetables or shrimp on. Goi quan is Vietnamese wrapped food with Ban Giang and vegetables and shrimp meat on top. Nem is fried cuisine wrapped up in Ban Giang. In order to make nem, many kinds of vegetables and meat need to be minced for filling. After frying in the oil, a nem is ready. Nem, a typical food of Hanoi region, is similar to Korean fried mandu. There are a diversity of Ban Giang. Ban Giang mei is thick layered and studded with sesames. Usually, Ban Giang mei is enjoyed by simply baking it in fire. When it's baked, it smells like scorched rice from the bottom of the pot. Ban Giang mei is an enjoyable snack for everyone. There are a variety of kinds and tastes of rice paper cuisine. According to personal taste, Vietnam wrapped food can be enjoyed with any kind of ingredients. And because of the joy of handcrafting and the diversity of taste, many foreigners enjoy this delicacy. Most of the ingredients inside Ban Giang is all natural food. The soft texture of rice paper and crispy vegetables can only be tasted in Vietnam.
Very fresh. Very fresh. It's beautiful. Yeah. Very good.
Lovely, because very organic, no chemicals, very natural food. Beautiful. Yeah, look, see. Sauce. Very good. Very tasty.
Another secret to tasty flavor of Vietnamese food is the sauce. Bandang wrapped food dipped in different kinds of sauces is one of the greatest gifts from the ocean. The Vietnamese seashore is almost over 3,000 kilometers long. Mui Ne is a small fishing village placed near the southeast side of Ho Chi Minh. Along the long line of the seashore, an endless sand beach and emerald ocean is well known as one of the greatest relaxation spots. Early in the morning, the sunrise of Mui Ne forms a magnificent sight. When the sun rises, the hands of fishermen are rushed with work. The traditional bamboo boat, Gai Mu, sails off to the fisher boat quickly as possible in order to load the fresh fish which are catched over the night. Gai Mu is the best for removing the fish which the bigger ships caught from the distant coast. When Gai Mu comes back loaded with the fish, the Mui Ne beach turns into a grand fish market. The fish and marine products caught that very day is madly sold out. Especially one of the most famous marine products in this region, the anchovy. Thanks to the anchovy, this place earns its fame as the hometown of Vietnamese spice sauce, nước mắm.
Cái này là cá cơm để làm nước mắm. Ở Việt Nam mình, nước Việt Nam chỉ có là con cá này là làm nước mắm ngon nhất á.
Anywhere in Mui Ne village, there are plenty of pots covered with bamboo lids standing close together. It's a fish liquid from the anchovies called Nung Mam pot. Nung Mam is made of freshly caught anchovies soaked in salt. They is very similar to the way we preserve fish in salt. In order to ferment the salt-soaked fish well, a special skill is needed.
Cái cục đá là đè này cái con cá nó xuống để cho nó sát, nó khỏi lồng nước xuống dưới. Nó lồng nước xuống dưới tất nhiên là con cá nó nhão ra cái mùi nó không có thơm. Mình ém lại con cá nó khô á, nó thơm. Mình kéo cái nước ra nó thơm. Mà mình không có dè tất nhiên là nó lỏng mình cá sau là con cá không có thơm.
Dan Min Chao is a professional who dedicated his life to create Nung Mam. He can just tell the condition of Nung Mam by a glimpse of it. A way to manufacture the best Nung Mam depends on how much salt is regulated and managed according to the taste of the anchovies. When stone-pressed Nung Mam starts to boil, the arisen clear fish juice is moved to another pot and filtered out over and over again. After 6 months of fermentation, a clear scarlet fish juice Nung Mam is finally ready. Like our fish juice tastes different from the others, the taste of Nung Mam is diverse according to each and every house. His eccentric pride of his dedication to create Nung Mam is unlike other people.
Không thể thiếu cơm được mà cũng không thể thiếu mắm được. Cơm ăn lạc không có mắm thì ăn cũng không được. Mà ăn mắm không mà mặn quá không có cơm cũng không được. Vì những lẽ hai cái đó nó kết hợp với nhau. Dân tộc Việt Nam là sống từ đời này tới đời nọ là nhờ cơm với mắm, mắm với cơm.
Grandfather Dan Min Chao, who believes that the relationship between the rice and Nung Mam sauce is like a married couple. To the people of Vietnam, Nung Mam is not just an ordinary sauce. Nung Mam has been living with the Vietnamese for thousands of years.
Nước mắm từ cá, nước mắm từ mực, nước mắm từ cua. Những cái sản lượng hải sản nào mà nhiều nhất, giàu nhất là chúng ta đưa vào. Và đồng thời á, là người ta nói rằng do bởi ăn nước mắm nhiều cho nên là người Việt Nam có hàm răng rất là chắc. Tại vì trong nước mắm nó có hàm lượng canxi rất cao. Cho nên người Việt Nam tuy nhỏ, thế nhưng mà cái sức khỏe rất là mạnh. Cái sức khỏe rất là mạnh. Đó, người ta đi biển, người ta lặn xuống thật là sâu như vậy, người ta uống một chén nước mắm, thì cái chén nước mắm đó có khả năng giữ ấm khi em bơi ở dưới nước.
Nướng mắm is used in almost every food in Vietnam. The essential sauce for Po's broth is the nướng mắm. Nướng mắm is used not only in Po, but also every cuisine with broth. Unja is a rice noodle cuisine dipped in cold meat stock. You even season the meat stock with nướng mắm. The taste of the same cuisine changes according to the various kinds of nướng mắm. A dipping sauce for Ban Giang food is nướng mắm. If nướng mắm spiced up the flavors, then the fresh vegetables and fruit complete the cuisine of Vietnam. The delta of the Mekong River Valley in the Vietnamese southernmost is the lifeline of Vietnam. One of the largest rivers in Southeast Asia, the Mekong River flows up to 4,500 kilometers long. Starting from the Tibet Mountains, the Mekong River is famous for the water market, which was established along the thousands of developed canals and waterways around the delta of the Mekong River. Especially, this is a trading center for fruit, which were harvested near the delta of the Mekong River. Today, each boat is full of marble-like fruit, rambutan. The fruit produced from this land is all traded here. An urchin look-alike, the rambutan is one of the sweetest tropical fruits. Lime oranges for the rice noodles is at the market for sale in this region. The fruit in season is continued. There isn't only tropical fruit, but also temperate fruits from the Alpine region. This place is a fruit paradise. Orange flavor, yellow inner skin, chan nhoi. A cactus fruit, dragon fruit tastes natural. Rugby ball-shaped kakakle with its small seed inside. The proteins of the avocado, the butter of fruits is enriched with protein. The baseball-shaped mangao is so sweet that it's nicknamed the sugar apple. One of the characteristics of tropical fruit is their high sugar content. Fruit is a healthy snack for those who are exhausted from the heat. Mixing various kinds of fruits and then adding some ice flakes, a Vietnamese ice snack, Che, is born. Chops of all kinds of fruits with a scoop of ice flakes are very popular snacks. It is known as the fruit flakes. The cold ice lowers the sugar content of the sweet fruits. This sort of snack is good for a very hot day. Everyone enjoys children's snacks, and the Vietnamese ice flakes are definitely one of the popular snacks. Che is also adored by the foreigners as well.
Mixed fruit with a lot of sorts of fruit are cut in small pieces. Jackfruit, watermelon, dragon fruit, a lot and we put coconuts, juice of coconuts, and milk, and we mix everything, and it's very good. And
Dalat, which is located at the Midwest region of Vietnam, is a plateau city 1,500 meters above sea level. Yearly temperatures of 18 degrees, with the highest temperature being 25 degrees. Fresh wind blowing Dalat is one of the biggest vegetable producing centers. Because of its great conditions and weather for growing vegetables, you can easily spot fields with vegetables. Even the vegetables that won't grow in the tropical climate can be raised here. In Dalat, there are plenty of vegetables to supply most of the Midwest region of Vietnam. Thanks to the constant climate of the high region, the crops only need to be harvested in season after scattering the seeds. Dalat is a chosen land for being able to harvest vegetables and fruits during the whole year.
Cứ cách một ngày thì nó lại chín, và tại hồi sáng nay chúng tôi mới hái rồi, cho nên bây giờ nó hết trái chín rồi. Và ngày mai, ngày mốt thì nó lại chín lại.
Thanks to Dalat, a plateau city with one of the most agreeable climates in Vietnam, and endlessly open vegetable farms. As a tropical zone, Vietnam is able to earn good quality of vegetables. Dalat, with its pleasant climate, is the greatest resting area for the Vietnamese people. A city also known as the Everlasting Spring is one of people walking the most exotic cities of Vietnam. The markets of Da Nang are different from any other city markets. There are vegetables everywhere. It's a fresh vegetable which was just picked from the garden.
Mua đi coi, con cải đẹp lắm nè con. Giá 12.000 chị.
Especially, there's an abundance of herbal vegetables with eccentric scents. The diversity of ordinary vegetables like crown daisies and celeries are innumerable. Vegetables are the essential ingredients in Vietnamese cuisine. Due to the abundant vegetables, this region's cooking is filled with green food. Various kinds of vegetables slightly boiled and are brought to the table. Lao is Vietnamese sham sham with good taste of greens. The amount of green stuff takes more table space than the meat.
Không có giống món ăn người Hoa, nó có nhiều chất béo lắm và không có mặn. Không có mặn như món ăn của người Nhật, không có cay như món người Hàn Quốc. Tôi nghĩ đó là ưu điểm của Việt Nam. Tại vì xứ sở chúng tôi có nhiều rau xanh lắm, có nhiều đất để trồng rau, khí hậu rất là tốt cho cây cối, cho rau và cho trái cây.
The finishing touch for the seafood broth is the papaya and hien leaf flour. The scent of the broth is filled with fragrance. For his meal, it's like a sick person not taking his medicine. This is how important the vegetables are for the Vietnamese people. The joy of eating isn't exchangeable for anything.
Cái ăn nó quan trọng lắm, cho nên trong tất cả những danh từ của Việt Nam, cái chữ ăn là có luôn. Thí dụ cái người đó mặt đẹp thì nói người đó ăn mặc đẹp, cái người đó nói hay, cái người đó nó ăn nói hay, cái người đó biết chơi phóng túng, nó biết liệu ăn chơi, thì có luôn là có cái chữ ăn mà rồi.
Vietnamese Midwest Alpine area, Hue, is a place with the most delicious cuisine. This city, located around the river area, is an historic land with the ruins of the old dynasty. Starting from the palace, which the last dynasty lived until 1945, to royal tombs of kings of many generations, are still remaining here and there. Inside the palace, you could feel the sentiments of the once luxurious royal family. A place with the traditions and culture of Vietnamese dynasty. A dragon, the symbol of Vietnam, is drawn on the roof. A traditional restaurant in Hue. The footsteps of foreigners continue. Visitors all over the world come to Vietnam to taste the soul of Vietnamese cuisine. Every night, the Hue initiator of traditional food, Madame Ha, greets the guests in person. The glimpse of Hue traditional food is magnificent. Many kinds of animals that symbolize the Vietnam dynasty is presented in food.
Usually, if not film, I may like this.
Madame Ha kindly explains her green papaya in person. These foods were for someone special, someone like the king.
In the front hand, the film, the green papaya.
Yeah, papaya.
Papaya. Now I can explain long time the king eating the furnace. They have a hunter on the forest.
The foods for the king were made with intensive care. During the past dynasty, Hue royal cuisine was magnificently cooked by 50 chefs with 1,300 kinds of splendid cuisines. Royal blood, Madame Ha, continues her job as one of the greatest royal cuisine initiators. Right now, her daughter follows her footsteps as an initiator. Decorative cuisine of Hue takes about 3 to 4 hours to complete one dish. Because it is a food not only for the taste but also for the entertainment. A phoenix is set on the dish. An exquisite cuisine always attracts attention. Hue cuisine is one of the greatest cuisines which represent the food of Vietnamese district region.
And tonight it's another kind of cuisine we are enjoying, some kind of different what we've tasted before in our tour of Vietnam. It's really good.
Because lots of color, and it's very different taste.
Hue cuisine is not only spreading through the central district, but also to the entire area of Vietnam. Hue cuisine joined with traditional music almost gives an hallucination of being invited to the Vietnamese royal family hundreds of years ago. The royal family culture of Huế deeply affected the typical cuisines as well. "150 years ago, the Emperor Duduk adored the water lilies so much that he planted the lilies on the pond under the harbor. The water lilies are still growing under the harbor until this day. The water lily, which could be seen everywhere in Vietnam, is the Vietnamese national flower. The flower of Vietnam, the water lilies, were reborn as fragrant cuisines. The water lily rice is one of them. First of all, to cook a water lily rice, water lily leaf-sized and thin-layered fried eggs should be cooked. The fried rice is wrapped with the water lily leaves and steamed. So that the rice is scented.
Và hoa sen sẽ điểm lên để giới thiệu cơm hoa sen. Trong cái lá sen, bởi vì gọi là sen khi mà hấp lên á là có cái mùi thơm đặc trưng của là mùi hoa sen. Và lá sen là có cái thuốc bắc để làm cho người ta ăn vô thần kinh nó rất là êm dịu thần kinh.
The surface of the water lily leaves, which wraps the steamed rice, are cut into a lovely shape of a water lily. As a finishing touch, a water lily seed is gently placed on top. This water lily rice food is one of the best health diet foods with unique fragrance and taste. Food is culture. A delicious food and a beautiful cuisine could alter the image of the city. Vietnamese food is all
người nước ngoài đến Việt Nam thưởng thức món ăn Việt Nam thì sẽ không còn nghĩ Việt Nam là đất nước chiến tranh nữa, mà nghĩ một cách khác, nghĩ về một đất nước Việt Nam của hòa bình. Thưởng thức món ăn Việt Nam thì người nước ngoài sẽ cảm nhận được cái tình yêu thiên nhiên của người Việt, cảm nhận được cái cách sống hòa nhập với thiên nhiên, hài hòa với thiên nhiên.
The visitors start their way of understanding Vietnam through the Vietnamese culture of cuisine.
They are very happy, see? Very happy.
How is Vietnamese food remembered by these visitors? A country with fresh seafood and vegetables with rice powder. They drop in for a new taste from the Vietnamese food, which is absolutely different from the Western fast food. The cuisine of Vietnam is already winning the taste of people all over the world.
The Vietnamese food has a sort of French flavour to it, combined with Asian flavours. So it's very good for the Westerner because it's not too hot and spicy. It's very nice.
Healthy, it's really healthy, and there is always a little bit rice and also a little bit fish or meat, and also vegetables. And it's not really crazy.
And all is very good. There are some meat, some eggs, vegetable. All is delicious, and I think a lot of Vietnamese eat this food, and I am very happy to taste it and to love it.
a restaurant in Ho Chi Minh.
How they do this?
This place is in the prime of opening cooking classes for foreigners.
Now you can prepare.
Today's students are the bride couple from all the way from England.
Yeah, you put here.
One of Vietnam's best cooks, Madame
Okay,
Bun,
now we're on.
takes the head to give Vietnamese food a wider public. Today's cuisine is ban seo, rice powder with shrimps and vegetables. Since 10 years ago, Madame Bun has continued to establish Vietnamese cooking classes for foreigners. There are hundreds of people who learn Vietnamese cooking from Madame Bun. Among them, she produced Vietnamese cuisine specialists who are active in France and England. It's a way of notifying Vietnam to the globe. Madame Bun, who truly believes that Vietnamese food is the next competitive power. The reason is because Vietnamese cuisine has the possibility as a health food.
Thứ nhất là người Việt Nam cảm ơn đất trời đã rất là ưu đãi, ban cho người Việt Nam cả một cái bãi biển rất là phong phú, để cho người miền Nam có một cái miền đất rất là phì nhiêu, phù sa nhiều, sông ngòi nhiều, cho người Việt Nam rất nhiều tặng phẩm. Và cái mà người Việt Nam tự hào nhất mà cô nghĩ rằng từ trong quá khứ tới hiện bây giờ và tới tương lai là đức tính cần cù của người Việt Nam.
An ocean endlessly opened along the long line of seashore. And the rich marine creatures from here was a blessing of the ocean. One of the best rice harvests from an open land and fresh vegetables. The taste of a cuisine that used natural ingredients is simple. And this is why Vietnamese food feels friendly to anyone. This is one of the reasons for the world to fall in love with Vietnamese food.
Thứ hai, đó là món ăn Việt Nam rất tốt cho sức khỏe. Vì làm sao? Vì làm từ đồ tươi sống và không sử dụng nhiều chất béo, không sử dụng nhiều đồ cay nóng và không sử dụng nhiều đường.
Another distinctive feature of Vietnamese food is that you can eat it right away. First of all, the splendid colors are pleasant to look at. It's an entertaining food for the eyes, and also, it's pleasant to the touch. Vietnamese cuisine is a healthy food which you can enjoy by actually feeling it with your own hands.
Rồi bắt đầu ăn được xúc giác, tức là trong đó ăn trong cái miệng của mình có cái dai, cái giòn, nó có cái mềm để đặng mà thưởng thức. Rồi ăn trong đó nó có những cái hột đậu phộng, có những bánh tráng bẻ rớp, có những để ăn, để nghe cái lỗ tai ăn cho nó thích. Thì chừng đó là tức là ăn bằng con mắt, ăn bằng cái lỗ mũi, ăn bằng cái lỗ tai, ăn bằng cái xúc giác, rồi mới tới ăn cái miệng, thì thành ra ăn cái đó là toàn diện.
One of the special features of Vietnamese food is the rice paper wrap. Everything is wrapped with rice paper. They wrap up and eat dry ingredients with the wet rice paper. Inside the thin layered rice paper, Ingredients from the ocean and mountains are all joined together. Rice paper's ability to embrace anything is like the heart of the Vietnamese people.
Nó thể hiện rất rõ cái văn hóa cuốn, và cái văn hóa cuốn đấy nó thể hiện được cái tính cộng đồng của người Việt trong cách sống, và nó cũng biểu hiện được cái sự kết hợp, sự hài hòa của thiên nhiên.
People who live in untouched nature. Richly harvested rice from an open rice field. Fresh vegetables from the highlands. From marine products to nước mắm. From this ocean, the taste of Vietnamese food is nature itself. The lives and the tradition of Vietnam is alive within the simple, pleasant Vietnamese food. Vietnam in flight. And through this journey, the taste of Vietnam is enlightened to the world.